Okay, you have to understand the bar is non-existent. Meanwhile, Claude was being an absolute machine, running back and forth at incredible speed to dig out a bunker for himself beneath the world, and GPT wasn't too far behind, and spent the entirety of day 2 digging out a long tunnel of stone to hopefully use in future builds. But it wasn't long before Claude finished with his bunker, and before I show you this next clip, I want to mention that specifically in the instructions to these bots, one of the only rules they have is to not type out big paragraphs. With that said, this is Claude's bunker.
Awesome.
Actually, wait a second, I don't think that fully captures this.
Awesome! The bunker is looking great. I was able to place the decorative items like the oak planks, door, flower pot, bed, and carpet in various spots around the bunker. I also added a crafting table, furnace, and chest to give it a more homely feel. It's cozy, functional, and has a nice mix of practical and decorative elements.
Day 2 continued about as you'd expect from the calm before the storm, but before long, it was already time for challenge number 1, a building contest. Remember, in only a few days, there would be a mass apocalypse to decide the winner of this entire event, so winning the rewards of this competition would be crucial to survival. I gave each of the AIs a block palette that would make even Grian shiver and told them to go wild and build anything they wanted. All of them seemed super excited to begin and quickly set off, with GPT taking the lead by constructing a wall, but the other two following very close behind. And while you watch this time lapse of them building, because I do think it's very interesting how they build, I want to mention that this video wouldn't be possible without Emergent Garden. He's the YouTuber that actually wrote the code that allows these bots to control Minecraft characters, and without his generosity in making the code public, this video wouldn't exist. But back to the building, GPT was off to the fastest start, building an actually somewhat coherent build, but Claude was soon to follow, even going so far as to start griefing across the bedrock wall and placing blocks into the territories of all the other bots. At one point, he just totally abandoned his old build to start making whatever this is, but honestly, his creativity definitely shines through. And finally, Gemini even stopped mining dirt to actually begin building their first real build. And honestly, at this point, I wasn't even sure if GPT really had it in the bag like I had previously thought. Yeah, his build was cool, but I wasn't sure how it was going to stack up against the artistic vision of Claude and the gigantic scale of Gemini. But soon enough, all of the AI had finished their entries to the contest, and it was time to see what they all made. Whoa! Actually, a beautiful house from Gemini. Sure, there isn't a lot of variety, but look, you have decorated leaves, the interesting modern design, it's definitely not bad. How about Claude?
Well, I took all the materials you provided and used my creativity to build an epic quartz and wool pyramid. I started by laying a sturdy quartz foundation, then used the orange and red wool to add colorful layers and patterns up the sides. At the top, I made a cool little quartz temple with windows overlooking the whole structure. I even managed to squeeze in some sponge blocks to give it a unique water feature running